First of all, welcome. I'm sitting here with MOT, otherwise MOT. He is one of the VAIL finalists of Duckman VR.
Yep.
What are your thoughts about tonight?
I think tonight it could be quite close. I think the map ban is going to be very important. Not to give too much away, but we have a feeling that I think we're banning Cliffside.
Cliffside?
And we don't know yet whether Ascendancy will be banning Frio or Kidi, as they're not very good at either.
Because Frio is one of your main maps of Vanguard.
So Kidi's one of our main maps.
All right.
And I don't think we've ever lost it. We had a 100% win ratio on Kidi for the VRML season. And then Frio, we played Ascendancy in Frio earlier on, and we won 9-1.
9-1?
I do believe so.
That's actually insane. We have a fewer questions, of course. First of all, what team are you on?
So I'm on Vanguard Gaming. We're quite a large organisation, not just within VAIL, but we also have teams that went to the grand finals of the finals. So that's pretty good.
That's not exclusively a VR game? But
no.
But you are part of the VR division of Vanguard.
Very much, yeah.
Very nice. If you have to choose between the current meta, what is it?
Really depends. On fighting close range and doing swings, I'd very much say MK418.
MK? Yeah?
MK418 with a PL14 for pistol round.
So that currently has the best TTK?
Currently, maybe not best TTK, but it's very much the best overall gun. I recently have been playing a new meta with the AK-303N.
Oh, that's a bold choice.
Some people hate it, but yeah, it's something that I think the VAIL devs might want to fix.
So actually it's your main go-to weapon?
At the moment, it is normally my go-to weapon now. Because
the MK is much easier to reload?
The MK is much easier to play with. Reloading is pretty much the same on both. I know that it's a different way to reload, because of course it's like AK reload, but otherwise they're both very simple to play, but the recoil management for the AK-303 is much more difficult.
So guys, you hear it. If you want to be good like MOT, go for the AK-303.
Yeah.
How do you guys coordinate and adjust in game? So if you're losing some matches, what is the new adjustments you're going to do? Because I heard Frenzy Killer yesterday. He was screaming, and that's the point of turning, right?
Yeah. So adjusting to the play of what's happening in the match is kind of difficult, because you've got to not only work out what they're doing that's completely wiping out your attack, but you've then got to think of something new. So the main way we do that is we just collate like our thoughts on how we've died. If it's multiple times doing the same thing, then we'll switch it up to another play that we normally do. Otherwise, on defense, it's a lot of controlling the speed of the attack. So whether you need to slow them down by thermiting off the areas to get onto site or smoking it off, or if you need to speed them up by pushing through quickly. So
it really depends. But if you are mid-match and you are on stage like this, is there something you can talk about in game, or do you guys watch to each other and say let's go to B? Or because do you guys actually use on stage the VAIL speech?
We do use the VAIL speech, even though there is a bit of com delay at the moment, but it's overall better on standalone. Otherwise, we would all use Discord.
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
So that's mid-match, and you just change. Yeah. Nice. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
As a VAIL competitive player, how do you see VAIL in 5 years?
I feel that VAIL is sadly moving away from the comp scene, especially with the heavy push on the extraction game mode and their map being that they want to produce a battle royale. So it could still be going strong, as they've just released a new map, of course, and they are still working on it, but VRML as well is not looking hopeful.
No, because they just released a 1v1. That's very nice. It's still not a competition scene, of course.
Yeah.
What do you think Artifact lacks now?
Lacking, I'm not sure there's much that it's lacking. I think a lot of bug fixes need to be implemented, but otherwise the new maps, if they keep coming and they're still good, I think it could stay alive for a while. I know we've got another map coming on, Dig, so that'll be good.
That's nice, because if you look at Artifact, there are currently no leaderboards for Artifact. There are no clans, no groups, no. So is that something Headstraps should implement in VAIL currently? So you have a guild clan of Vanguard.
Yeah. So coming from who was it? I think it was John Cletus and Panda. They said that they haven't made a ranked game mode yet because they don't believe there is a player base big enough to support the matchmaking for it, especially if they have loads of different ranks. If they had like 3 different rankings, then they would say it's not worth it because the skill base would not match correctly.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it would be nice to see. They're currently supporting the Discord ranked servers that are up and running with a new season coming in with a big prize pool and some other prizes on the line other than just money. So it's growing outside of VAIL's control, but who knows? It'd be nice to see a proper actual VAIL rank.
Exactly, yeah. Just instead of kills or whatever, but just groups rising up the ranks, and I think also it makes more people want to join the groups. Yeah. And be more competitive, and you get more scrims, you get more everything.
Yeah.
So,
because of course there's the different leagues. So we've got, which one is it? VML, VAIL Minor League. They've had 2 seasons now, and I believe looking to start their 3rd season soon. And then MLV, hosted by Takashi. So he's trying to grow that as much as possible, and it could end up being quite a big competition that he runs. And then of course VRML, but we don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, Takashi is of course one of the very good players of VAIL. I saw him live on stream a few times, and his aim is incredibly insane.
He's up there.
So if he runs a good one, then it might grow.
It could be good.
How many times do you practice?
Oh, back when I was playing in Season 1, Season 2 for Crimson Claw and Ace Ryu, it could be 1 to 2 scrims a day, and then I'd play outside of that for like 3 hours probably.
That's probably
like pubs and ranked. More recently, backed off it a bit, but coming to LAN, had many more scrims planned. We went from doing not very much after VRML finished to, as I said, 2 scrims a day sometimes, playing both EU and NA teams.
So, but you're not going through aim trainers, or you're not going through other kinds of other methods?
So a handful of us do use VRT, as our team is sponsored by VRT. VRAIM.com. Now that's what it's called, which is very helpful, and it definitely does. It equates to playing in game, so it's very helpful. But a lot of us just don't have the time to be doing all of it.
All right, so guys, can you hear it? If you want to improve your aim, go to
VRAIM.com.
Nice. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Do you actually use tools outside of VAIL to promote your? We're gonna do that again.
Yeah.
Do you use outside tools to increase your aim training, like going to the gym, doing more stuff with like ball or whatever, just to increase your?
Fair. I do play sports, but I wouldn't say any of them help playing VR shooters. I used to go to the gym quite a bit as well, but I haven't recently, and I don't think my skill's gone too far off. I just don't know these new tricks that some of these new people are using. So
No, because if I look at myself and I look at you, you are more flexible. You're more
Flexible, maybe not. Maybe not.
But you're way quicker. You're way everything else. So I think if you increase that outside of the VR, you will be much more fluid.
Because to be fair, we play a lot of like Counter-Strike because a lot of the VAIL maps are based off Counter-Strike map.
Yeah.
For example, Suda, it's just us two. So we play that a lot, which helps with like reaction time, and it also just we can run strats on that without having to put on the VR. So that's quite good.
So that's also a possibility. Just play FPS.
Yeah.
In general.
Games to keep your reaction time up. Very important.
That's nice. What do you think about the events so far?
I think the event's been really good. I sadly couldn't go to the one 2 years ago next to, but I've heard that this is a lot bigger and a lot better. And I've thought that it's been a great event, and I'll definitely go to the next one.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we will see each other again.
Yeah.
What do you think of LivewithLancer? Is he your favorite streamer? I
don't know. You're definitely one of the best. For VAIL, especially, yeah. Most active.
That's very nice of you to say.
And you actually turned up.
Yeah, exactly. That's
yeah.
All right. It was very wonderful to meet you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
And we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.